अच्छा सुनो, सब्सक्राइब करते वक्त ना घंटी बजा देना ताकि जब मैं ऑनलाइन आऊँ तो तुम्हारे फ़ोन की भी घंटी बजे।
Going to unbox the Samsung Galaxy A9. The phone comes with 4 cameras at the back and is priced at 36,999. The price is very similar to that of OnePlus 60, and you'll see the phone comes with 120GB of storage for the base variant itself. What you get on OnePlus 60 as well, though the specs are not very same. You get a 6.3-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display at the back. The 4-camera setup includes a primary and a secondary depth sensor with a telephoto camera and a wide-angle camera. At the front, it has a 24-megapixel sensor. So in terms of cameras, the phone certainly seems to be better than the OnePlus 60, at least on paper. Next, the RAM and storage is very similar, but the chipset comes from a lower segment, that is a Snapdragon 660. That you'll find on many under 20,000 rupee smartphones as well. The phone has a metal and glass design and comes with a 3800 mAh battery inside, which is quite good for a phone of this size. At 6.3 inches, you do require a big battery, and as smartphones nowadays offer you more screen area for the size, the battery requirements have anyways gone up. Take a look at the Galaxy A9 and see how the design of the smartphone is like. A very nice look and feel. Let's pull it out of the wraps and take a look at the phone. It has a very good shiny back with color gradations. The top looks green and the bottom looks blue, and both of the colors merge midway. The phone looks very beautiful from the back side, but you'll see the phone does not have a notch display. It has a good sufficient amount of bezels at the top and the bottom, and it's evident that the phone is not very small for the screen size. I mean, we have seen phones smaller in size having similar or maybe even more screen area compared to this one. Anyways, in the box, let's take a look at the contents. You get a SIM ejector tool. There's also a cover inside. Let me pull that out. It's a clear plastic case which is bendable and not a hard one. There's a quick start guide, both in English and Hindi, a regional log guide, and a warranty card that tells you about the warranty information. Inside the box, you get a Type-C USB cable, not very good in length, it's not very long, but quite good in quality. You also get in-ear earphones from Samsung. They have an inline mic, that is a button to make, receive or end calls, and volume controls as well, and they're split into two, so you'll not have any problem figuring out the buttons. The build quality of the earphones are also very good. Next, you get a fast charger inside the box, and certainly charges the phone faster than a normal charger. So these are the box contents. Now let's take a look at the smartphone. I'll just power it up quickly and we'll take a look at the ports around the phone. At the bottom, you get a headphone jack with a Type-C USB port, microphone, and speakers. At the top, you get a SIM tray and the secondary microphone. Let's pull out the tray and take a look at the slots on the device. So you get 3 slots, 2 for adding SIM card and 1 for expanding the storage, which is quite nice. You don't need to sacrifice a SIM card to add the storage. If you take a look at the buttons, on the right you get the lock button and the volume rocker. They are not very tactile, but they are okay, not very bad either. And on the left, you also get one more button, which is a dedicated Bixby button you find on flagship Galaxy smartphones. So this is pretty much about the ports. And if you talk about the design and build quality, the build quality is of course top notch, and that is what we have seen from Samsung smartphones. They're built very solid, and the look and feel, the design of course is also pretty amazing. Apart from the fact that it has bezels at the front, that does make it slightly bigger, but overall the phone has a very good look and feel. The fingerprint scanner is also easily reachable, and you'll see it has curved and rounded edges, which also makes it quite a comfortable phone to use despite its big size. So this is how the Galaxy A9 looks from the inside. The display is quite shiny and has very good brightness levels. It does come with an automatic brightness sensor that you don't get on J series devices, and it's an AMOLED panel which is quite bright. Comes with a lot of built-in features that allows you to change the display's color reproduction as well. If you talk about security, the phone comes with face recognition and fingerprint scanner. I'll set it up quickly and we will take a look at the speed of unlocking the device. The fingerprint scanner is quite fast. It opens as soon as you put the finger on the sensor. Let's take a look at the face recognition on this device. Face recognition is also pretty fast. We'll have to check if it works in low light or very dim light conditions as well, because it doesn't really have IR sensors supporting the unlock procedure. Now if you talk about the software, it's the same as what you get on flagship smartphones from Samsung, and it's called the Experience UI. It's built on top of the Android 8.1 Oreo, but all of the features come from Samsung's own TouchWiz interface with slight improvements. Of course, Samsung has taken away a lot of third-party apps, but a lot of them still remain on this device. If you take a look at the exact Android version, it's the Android 8.0, not the 8.1, and the Experience version is 9.0, and the security patch level is 1st October 2018. Thanks to the TouchWiz interface, it has a lot of features, like there is a very customizable always on display that displays you the time and notifications, and you can also turn off the always on display feature automatically. Samsung phones have one of the very feature rich always on displays. It has many security features like locating your smartphone remotely and adding additional authentication features. But since there is a layer on top, and since there are a lot of third-party apps on the device as well, you will see it's not as fluid as the stock Android interface or something similar to the Oxygen OS that is very light and doesn't really have a lot of customizations done on top of the Android OS. Also, those phones come with latest Android operating system, and this one still runs an old OS. I mean, I don't know why Samsung would not use the latest Android operating system when it's already out there and many phones have been adopting it. Anyways, let's take a look at the display quality, and then we'll take a look at the cameras also that the phone is known about. So the Galaxy A9 has a very good display. I mean, if you'll see the sharpness and brightness level on the smartphone, it's very amazing. Of course, it's a super AMOLED panel, so I was expecting the screen to be very bright, but it also has very good color reproduction. Of course, you can tweak that from the settings menu. You can use the adaptive display on the device. You can change it for watching movies or surfing the internet. But if you talk about the best possible rendering the phone has, it is pretty impressive. Now if you take a look at the camera software, you get a bar at the bottom that allows you to switch between the telephoto, normal and wide angle cameras. It's not a sliding mechanism, so you cannot just slide and switch between cameras. You need to touch the icon to switch, and that I think is not a very intuitive interface. This is taken from the wide angle camera, and this one comes from the zoom camera lens. Of course, the quality of photo taken from the other two are different from the primary one, but nonetheless they are better than what you would get from digital zoom. This is the Galaxy A9, guys. We'll be doing a full review of the smartphone. We'll be using the phone thoroughly. We'll be testing the cameras on the device, and we'll be testing the software.